Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Thank you for watching this live stream. Even if it's on replay, big up to you. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and get involved in the comment section. Today, it's going to be a little bit of a rant. Another day, no new signings, no new incomings, and not even a sniff of a concrete rumour. 18th of July, 2025, and Aston Villa still don't look any closer to bringing in first team player who's going to start in our starting lineup. Now, whether you like it or not, is it trust the process? Is it Monchi's got this? Or is he still too busy trying to save his little Sunday league team from going into liquidation? The Villa fan base is split. You go on social media and it has become people question Monchi's motives, moaning at Monchi and not happy with his sort of game plan. Going forwards, though, well, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, he's going to pull a blinder. But I'd love to know what people's thoughts are, feelings, emotions around Monchi and how you see this one planning out. And once again, we've got rid of a player. More money, you hear? No, another loan. Enzo Barrenchea loan official to Benfica has been confirmed. And of course, Villa have put in an obligation, which I'm going to tell you about as well. But look, the biggest news, and it's no smokescreen, and people are getting a little bit clouded by this. Villa are playing a blinder right now. There's no coincidence that timing once again, in which they've released the content about Francesco coming in and seeing him work and his values and his work ethic and his sort of, interview, which a lot of content creators today have talked about. A lot of Aston Villa content creators have focused on Francesco's words. And that just shows where we're at. We're still holding on to nothing. We have nothing to talk about. We are holding on to scraps. And I think Villa are playing a little bit of a smokescreen here, trying to distract the fan base. They've dropped the new kit. They brought in this Francesco interview. We've painted the steps of the whole end. But what we haven't done is address the issue, which is on the field stuff. And that needs to be sorted ASAP, Rocky. Big up to each and every single one of you. How are you all doing? Captain, I was going to talk about that in a second. I'll let you know. So yeah, let me know how you're all doing. Please do smash the like button if you haven't done so already. And of course, yeah, how are we all? Yeah, I want to know how you're all doing. But yeah, all weird, really, in terms of that one. I am as well in a bit of a bad books with Aston Villa. I've actually had we've had an official email from Aston Villa, just to let you all know. I've had an official email from Aston Villa. They're not happy, basically, with my use of Villa TV. So yeah, we basically got a bit of a telling off. They did remove my live stream, if you haven't been able to tell. I've had my live stream taken down. However, YouTube have, at the moment, I think we're good, touch wood. Yeah, as I said, learned my lesson. We won't be doing that again. And we will not be toying with that. So yes, but big up to each and every one of you. And this is exactly how I am, PS Sports. And I'm going to be really clear with this. Villa are playing a blinder. Villa are playing a blinder. They're pushing out some PR stunts at the right time as the transfer market is looking bleak for us. We're either signing young players who are going into the under-21s, under-18s, or just loaning them back. We're not actually selling anyone either, bringing in that cash flow. But as some of the more positive Villa fans are saying, is that, hey, it's like Monchi knows what he's doing. He's thinking about PSR for next season. Brilliant. But what about this season? What if Monchi and Unai Emery don't even make it to next season? We have to live in the now. We have to live in the reality that, a managerial job is never a guarantee. And as much as I believe that Unai Emery will still be manager next season, football's a funny old world. And this longer term planning and thinking could actually cost Unai Emery and Monchi their jobs one day. I don't know if you guys would agree with that at all. But for me, the manager, Unai, I would be knocking on the door saying, come on now, where's my players? Where's my players? Where's my reinforcements? I'm so close to taking Villa to lifting a trophy and to qualifying for the top four again. But you need to give me some ammunition. You need to give me some fire. And we're signing Zepaquino Redmond, Ozcan, a lad from Ivory Coast who's 16, can't come to England till he's 18. It doesn't sit right with me, people. It doesn't sit right with me right now. And whether you like it or not, I think it's holding us back a little bit. I really do. And once again, we're seeing other teams do business as we sit quietly. How is it a team like Brentford and their recruitment and their drive is going through the roof? How are they managing to bring in players so quickly and so easily? And that's without even officially letting Mbeumo go yet. And the sub said, Francesco made smile well up when he said nobody's bigger than Villa. It's very true. But big up to each and every single one of you. Make sure you are smashing the like button. The first comment here was, Aston Villa transfer news. There is none. And Lone SE strike again is very true. Big up to Meeks in the house as well. Joe said, make believe, come on. I'm always going to believe in the Villa. What I have to say is this, is that whether you like it or not, it's going to bite Villa in the ass. Okay, so say Villa have a poor season and we don't finish in a European place, right? What is everyone going to say? What is everyone going to blame it on? The recruitment. Everyone's going to blame it on the recruitment. If Villa don't get a European spot, don't finish in the top 8, first thing people are going to crash in on is the transfer window, is on Monchi, is on X, Y, and Z. We're not going to blame VAR. We're not going to blame officials. We're going to blame that. Then we'll look at the players that we currently have. Are they good enough? Are they ready to step up and do the business? I think the friendly against Walsall, I'm going to say it again, I think the friendly against Walsall was a really telling sign to me of where are we at. These youngsters that we've still got on our books, are they actually ready to transition into the first team? Are they actually close to being at the level? People hyping up Jamal Alaba. Really? Ozcan, are we holding on to there? There's a few players that we're holding on to. And the reality is that we are in a position where this is probably, for me, the make or break season now. I think last year, deep down we all knew that missing out on that Champions League football was going to hurt us at this period of time in the transfer market. I think we all really did know that, and we were warned about that. Not necessarily the PSR, but in terms of player recruitment and retainment. I'm pretty sure if we had Champions League football, we would have had Marcus Rashford right now, permanently signed. There's an example there. So that one was a clear indication. This season, for me, without fail, Villa have to get top 4 or top 5 if it still counts the Champions League and a trophy. Have to. Or at least win a trophy, because the fans are going to crash hard on this right now. I'm warning you. If you're all positive now and you're still believing in the Monchi process now, that's fine. And still, I can hold my hands up and say there's still a long way to go in this window. Still a long way to go. But I'm clocking other teams. And for me, the biggest factor is, I'm going to say these two teams again, Spurs and Manchester United. They've been in the shadows for a few seasons now, especially Manchester United. They've been in the shadows. Chelsea were in the shadows and have completely risen. Who knows what Spurs are going to do? Spurs, signing Mohamed Kudus, great acquisition straight away. Then if they get Eze, and then all of a sudden Spurs are strengthening, and you're going, do you know what? We're allowing Spurs to sneak back in. Then we're going to be sat there relying on a Newcastle downfall, a Forest downfall, hoping someone else slips up a little bit in that higher echelons. Villa's timing has almost been perfect in some way, because we've seen Chelsea and Man United fall off, and Villa have come in and said, we'll have a bit of that, and we've stayed there. But what if Man United and Tottenham do bounce back? The league becomes even harder. So, yeah. Let's get to some of the comments then. If there are no new signings, oh well. I honestly, if there's anyone in the chat right now, and big up to you guys, make sure you are smashing the like. Because I think YouTube's going to try and hurt me now for the next couple of months because I do have a strike. So please do keep supporting the channel because I've got a bit of a strike. And we will be doing the watch along tomorrow. But yeah, I've got a bit of a strike. So we're going to have to push through the algorithm a little bit and fight back again. But when there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, smash that like button will absolutely help. So thank you and bless out to everyone. Find me someone in this chat with chess telling me you'll be okay if Villa don't sign anyone when we go into the new season with the current squad we have. I want to know if there's a fan out there or supporter out there who is happy with that. Is there anyone out there who will be okay and comfortable with Aston Villa not signing anyone and going into the season with our current squad? Please do let me know, like genuinely, please do let me know if you are one of those people. Because I just want to try and understand it a bit more. Why? Personally, for me, with injuries, if injuries do happen, and of course, again, this might go down wrong with some people, but I think Unai got found out a bit more last season in the Premier League. Again, I think people would agree on that. I think Unai got found out. Let's see what preseason does. Will he adapt? Will he adopt a new system? Will he change? We'll have to wait and see. James, I feel like we don't have a decent league season. All our eggs have been in the Europa League basket. Same as Spurs. After seeing what Spurs done, it's a tactic that definitely could be used. But again, how annoyed would be as Villa fans to work so hard in maintaining such a high status in the league to then just have a fall off. Like how embarrassing was Spurs this season in the Premier League? Take away the Europa League, how embarrassing was it? How frustrated were their fans? The fans became apathetic with the season. They wanted the league to end. They didn't want to carry on. So that's something to think about. Gutted Villa didn't sign a centre. How about you, mate? Do you know what? I'm okay with it. Still am. Meat says hitting that 70% is a mammoth task for us to achieve. Our current squad is strong enough to win the Europa League. Current squad strong enough to win the Europa League. I think we've got to, again, the teams don't fear many teams in that league. Current squad, yes, if everyone stayed fit and injured, but this current squad also bottled an FA Cup semi-final against Palace, and this current squad also bottled, the majority of them bottled a Conference League semi-final against Olympiacos. I don't actually know, but it's like a leaderboard that YouTube have created. Nothing to do with me. So who's number one crown? Let me know. Slick said, I honestly don't see us winning a trophy. Less players than last season. No new starting players. No way. And Brainy Brian agrees. I say with chess, we make good signings now. I blame Monchi and be upset on who we lost on because he was toying with his boyhood club and got Francesco to help Unai with signings. I'm people tried to tell me that he was just on holiday. I don't think people realise what Monchi is seriously doing and how detrimental it basically can be. And our loan system's stinking right now. I just don't like it. Yeah, Unai's allergic to right backs. Chelsea spent more than $1 billion. It's still taking a long time to be completed. And what we've achieved so far on our budget is incredible. I like the positivity and spin Meeks, and I respect it. I think we've used, as I said, I think we've taken advantage of the gap in the table and the league because of the teams I've just said that have fallen off: Chelsea, Man U, Spurs, and we have taken advantage of that. But rightly or wrongly, Villa have to look at themselves on missing out on Champions League football and the impact that's had. And Villa have to now really, they're going to have a choice soon, Meeks, and this is how I see it. You know how Arsenal seem to keep throwing money at Arteta? No matter what, this guy keeps coming second. This guy keeps blanking and being allergic to trophies. Yet they still throw money at him. Arteta seems to be backed unanimously by the Cronkies. Unai Emery's had quite a big backing with money and funds. Why this summer is it drying up? Just asking questions. Not my thoughts, just something I'm thinking out loud. Why is it drying up a little bit for Unai? Is this a big test of Unai this season? You know, there's some people who think Unai is untouchable. There's some people who think he'll be under pressure this season. There's some who think he's there until he wants to leave. All interesting debates. I think if we don't sell anybody and add one or two, though, we are fine. Yeah, one or two. But when I'm talking one or two, we're not talking Marco Bizot, for example. I'm looking at one or two who could start in the first team. What if Jack Grealish on loan is the only signing and acquisition we make? There's so many. And mentality is a massive issue. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, let's see. Harvey's expecting big from Ross Barkley. Sean Legerson, I'll be happy as if we are fit. We do well. Keeping everyone fit is a must. Um, Keeping everyone fit is a must. But how difficult is that to do in again this modern day age of football? We're in the Europa League. Thursday, Sunday, a lot of travelling, a lot of difficult countries that we're going to, plus the FA Cup schedule, plus the Premier League schedule, plus the stupid kickoffs that we're going to have. It's all going to be a little bit difficult, I think, Sean. But to keep everyone fit is a must. I agree. And I agree with Brainy Bryan again. The fear of that is massive. Big up to everyone in here, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you are smashing the like button. Get that notification bell turned on as well. And yeah, we will be doing the watch along tomorrow on the channel. So do brace yourselves, as well as on Big Up. I'll be disappointed, but not overly so. As long as we utilise the assets that we have more, like Mal and Garcia. I do think we need a different type of striker to Watkins, though. It's so funny that we see so differently on this, don't we, Meek? So I love it. To be fair, I love it on the Watkins, and Malin I see different as well. Look, I again just speaking from purely my perspective, my heart, and my truth. I think so many people are expecting big things from Malin this season. I think we're putting a lot of hope and a lot of eggs into Donyell Marlon. A lot. Well, that's the right thing to do. I don't know. Again, feel free to let me know in the chat. In Donyell Marlon, do you trust? Do you think this guy's actually going to be a starter? Do you think this guy's even going to play? Or is he just going to have another season of sitting on the bench? Yeah, I get that vibe, Cat. But honestly, my Premier League prediction of Aston Villa will massively depend on the end of the transfer window. Was always going to be a struggle. Got to keep the books in order, which again makes that lack of qualifying the Champions League so difficult. But my point is this on books in order. If I moon I am Ray, your job isn't forever. So I am at a point where I'd be like, F the books. This is my career. This is my job. I have not won a trophy yet in England. Didn't do it with Arsenal. This is my second English club, Aston Villa. I really need to break this voodoo. Unai Emery and Monchi, you're not there forever. There's got to be a point again where you go, give me one big backing, like Arteta. Still a long way to go until the winner shuts. No need to panic yet. The fact you put yet, though, means you know that you don't quite trust the process. And I'm with you. Is that, look, my title says this, another day, no signings. I've gone another week. I've held my breath. I've watched players depart. I've seen a preseason friendly. I'm looking at the fact that we're going to America very soon, people. We're flying to the USA to do a big preseason tour, a big training camp. And we're going to have no new players going to that US training camp apart from a number 2 goalkeeper. I don't like it. Don't like that. I always said that my head and my sort of level of tolerance will run out if we're going on the US preseason tour and we've signed zilch. That's when I'm going to be calling out and saying, do you know what? Don't like it. And again, yeah, it's strong words, but I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick and tired of watching other clubs do what we want to do, which is sign. I'll go back to it. Brentford, Jordan Henderson, incoming. They got Quaven Kelleher, brought him in. Who's the other player they signed? It will come to me in a second. Even West Ham, Carl Walker-Peters on a free agent at right back. West Ham are getting Carl Walker-Peters as a free agent at right back. I'd have taken in a heartbeat. Monchi said in his interview, we won't be signing no top sign. No, we're going for, look, at the end of the day, I think the player recruitment seems to be sign anyone between the age of 16 to 20, get them for absolutely cheap as chips, make sure they're on pennies for wages, and then we'll either loan them out or keep them in us and hope they're going to be worth millions. I am going to go to the Enzo Barrenchea. He's a bit more liking the discussion chat. But there we go. Doug Luiz linked with Everton madness. We're broke. We've got to get Champions League football. It's not a big fan of backing compared to top 16. Yeah. But again, breaking that cartel 6 is something that I always I'm going to get credit. Breaking the cartel 6 is always going to be the biggest task in the world. But finishing in the top 4 regularly is where it's an issue. And this is where it comes back to on the pitch for me. Villa fucked up last season. So we didn't get Champions League football, just even a draw at Old Trafford. The dustiest Manchester United team of all time. One of the worst Manchester United teams who just lost to Spurs in a Europa League final. I know it doesn't come down to that one game, but when the mentality, they just lost to Spurs and we still didn't go there and beat them. Moments like that, we'll look back on and go, just maybe, if, but whatever. Just like the ghost goal with Nyland in goal, Sheffield United, Villa, ghost goal, we stayed up. Those moments will be talked about forever because everyone knows that the pendulum could have swung the other way. If that goal goes in, Villa probably would have got relegated that season. Things twist and change and turn in football. For me, missing out on that Champions League, that goal that should have been given, by the way, the Morgan Rogers goal, that could cost us in a few years when we look back and go, that was the moment. I think Villa, if they got top 4 this season, would have dismantled the Cartel 6, would have been an absolute steam train of success, and would have absolutely come in with a sledgehammer. That's how I feel. So there we go. James Wood, big up to you, evening. Mike saying, because we're not just going to buy for the sake of buying so dramatic. Listen, there's players who are going to other clubs, and I'm sat there going, how? How are we not interested? Even Leeds United, I saw, might come and hijack the Igor Paxial deal to Marseille. Players are signing for other clubs, and I'm sat there going, are we not interested? Do you know what the one that irks me? Adamola Lookman. It looks like he's going to go join Inter Milan, staying in Serie A. Things like that are just pissing me off now. Things like that are pissing me off. Lookman staying in Serie A. The other one, what's his face from RB Leipzig today? Xavi Simons. What's out? Come get me, sent to the Premier League. You know, people like Rodrigo at Real Madrid, just these players, I think if we had Champions League football, different conversation. People would be like, Rodrigo, what are you on about? How can you link us to him? Well, no one ever expected us to get Rashford and Asensio, but Champions League football got us that status. Champions League football got us that pool. Champions League football is everything. And I actually have flip-flopped in life in terms of looking at that. I will sit here, and I would have sat here now a couple of years ago and told you trophies are everything. What are we on about? Stop trying to put top 4 as the most paramount success. Now, my head completely sees it in the transfer market. Getting Champions League is absolutely vital. Absolutely. It's level with winning a trophy. Some people might say it's even more important. One moment of success or continued Champions League football. I think I've now woken up to that a little bit. And some of you in the chat are like, hey, finally. But that's what I've woken up to. Actually, yeah, that sustainability is massive. Tommy Case said, pretty certain there is, you know, well aware that this season about Champions Football, the money it brings is going to stretch us. Yeah, they might be aware, but I bloody hope then that our amazing, you know, every single, and this is where I'll say it again, every single person keeps telling us how good Unai Emery is and how tactically strong he has been for Aston Villa, which is true. My only qualm and concern is that I think last season Unai came short sometimes tactically and with his team selection in games that mattered. This season, if we are not signing players, it is all about him now. What can he do with this group of players? How far can he coach them? How far can he develop them? How far can he improve them? And that for me is a massive thing on Unai. And people almost like cuss you for saying bad things on Unai Emery. You're not allowed to speak bad on Unai. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. I think there's pressure. I'm not going to speak bad on it on purpose, but what I am going to say is this is it now, Unai. If you've been given the hand to coach these players, let's have a bit of change. Let's not be found out like we were last season, and let's have a plan B, a plan C, and mentally let's be ready for the big games. The team we have now, I personally think will finish within the top six. I think we'll hold out for players until the end of the window. I hope we get the prices down. Let's hope so, Jono. And I said at the very start of this when I said this, there's still a long way to go. There is a lot of yets until the window closes. However, let's not miss out on key targets that we really want. Let's not be bullied into overpaying on players. Let's not also stay in this under 20 recruitment drive all summer window. I don't mind at the start, but don't be all there. Agree, Brandon Bryan. I think some people will be really upset when they see Bizot could be a direct place for Martins and everybody. Oh. Just knocked me off my feet with that one. If that's true, the riots are going to be nuts. And then what will happen is that we'll hold tight on Bizot being good enough to be Villa's number one, and we'll really have to pray that's okay. But we'll sort of sit there going there. Big up Jamesy in the chat as well. Big up my boy, Bournemouth fan Jamesy. I feel this current score will be at I agree. Malin 18 goals, assists this season. Let's hope he's actually on the pitch to do that then. We'll sell now and sign no one. We're in big trouble. Osimhen 63 mil. Wages mad. Break the bank. Crazy price him match. Look, if Villa pull out a Victor Osimhen style, I'll be sat here with a cigar. Massive apology. Go in. Oh my God, I know nothing about football. I know nothing. I'm an idiot. I apologise. Probably delete every stream that I've ever done of slagging off the club's transfers policy, and I'll sit there and go, that's how I'd feel if we signed that. That's how I would feel. Man, got to be an upgrade on Jaden. Exactly. By the way, have you seen the pitch going around of Diego Carlos and John Duran? So yeah, look, yeah, we have spent a lot of money as well. Unai has, I think, if anyone's got time in the chat, because I massively respect that. If anyone's got time in the chat, can anyone add up how much money Unai Emery's actually been able to spend? I can't F the butts because the league will come down on you. They would love to give us a point deduction to stop. Yeah, I get the cartel, but also Villa seem to have some very good lawyers. I think we're trying to get a friendly of Man City. If Man City are going to escape, listen, the best thing we can all pray for, and I'm going to be real here, and people might hate this, is pray that Man City get away with their 115 charges. People are like, what are you on about? Pray Man City get away with their 115 charges, because guess what? This is when you can go. If they can do it, we can do it. If you're going to let the rules bend for them, we'll have the rules bent for us. It's massive. If we don't sign anyone, Donny will definitely start a lot more games. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, Bizot 1, Gauchi 2 is scary. I tried to create a Aston Villa TV account. We keep saying errors and all goose plays. I'll have you back tomorrow. I'll sort that out for you. We are doing the watch along tomorrow, by the way, so make sure you've got your notification bell on. I think it's a 3 o'clock kickoff Saturday afternoon. So we'll probably be going live at 2:30, 2:35, 2:40, something like that. Let me know if you're going to be in the watch along tomorrow as well, people. So when should we panic? When it's too late, exactly. You know the drill. PF Sports. Why are Liverpool gone early on Frimpong, Kirkers and Wirtz? Because they want the players in. Why did Chelsea go early on Delap, João Pedro? Why have Arsenal even gone early on their backup keeper on Norgard? Because as soon as they knew Thomas Partey leaving, they wanted a replacement in. Why have they even gone and got Noni? They've gone early. But yeah, people expect big things from Malin. So there we go. Aston Villa Youth FC at the moment. It is. Our problem is the caliber of player we want can get double wages elsewhere. And again, do you know what's probably the worst thing, Meeks and chat? It's almost too much public knowledge going on about Villa's financial situation. We're almost too open and honest. We need to shut up. We need to stop telling people that we're a bit broke and that we can't do the wage thing anymore. And we're sort of having to really watch the books. Unai said he'd be happy to start the squad and finish the season, so need to panic. Look, Michael, Just all I'm going to say is, and I respect this as well. Let's make sure Unai delivers then. If he's happy, let's make sure he delivers. Because I want the energy from the fans who are saying, back Unai, back this. You know, in this sense here, if it all goes tits up, I can't listen to people say, "Oh, we should have bought signing." For me, football just doesn't work like that anymore. You have to add fresh faces. You have to add hunger, more leaders, more experience into a dressing room each season to push the current group of players. I think it's an easy get out as well for Unai if it goes tits up. I'll be honest. If this season goes really bad, it's an easy get out for Unai to go, well, I couldn't sign anyone. He just needs to step up then. That's how I see it as. But listen, I completely agree as well, Michael, what you said. If Unai's happy, we should be happy. He's the gaffer, he's the manager, he's the one putting all our trust in. Tell Amy his taxi to Old Trafford be arriving soon. God, I'm getting sick of that Emi Martinez story. Romano seemed to report a lot about Garnacho and Villa. Yeah, holding my breath again. Either this Emi Martinez story to United is absolutely BS and it's never going to happen. I don't know how it's created, and this Garnacho as well. But yeah, we must buy the real deal and not just a name. It's very true. Big up to Goose Plays for the super chat. Appreciate it, my guy, coming in. Goose Plays, legend. Great to see you in here. And thank you so much. Your donation is massively appreciated. Massively. So big up to you, my guy. In last minute, City were facing their beat. I kind of expect it. Yeah. United be looking for a new manager by November. It's the way they sort of act, isn't it? All news draw a choke. Yes, with me. It is costing us. We're placing a World Cup winner of someone I've never heard of. That stinks, doesn't it? Goose Plays again with a super chat. My guy on fire. Up the goose. Up the goose. Goosey Plays. Love it. I hope we sign Hamachi because Inside can make him good. Do you know what? I've done Garnacho. Oh, was it typo? Do you reckon Garnacho is a good signing then? Goose Plays is feeling the Garnacho love. What are we thinking? Is Garnacho a player that we should be all over? But big up to Goose, massive contribution there. I appreciate it. We'll be mid-table if we're lucky all season at this rate. It seems to be we have no money window. It's hurting. I'm getting impatient, and I'm seeing through it as well. I think there are some. Do you know how I'm going to compare this window to the people who've got the tinted glasses on about. Sorry, some Villa news has just come in. I'll show you in a second. People who've got tinted glasses on about Jacob Ramsey. 100% there's tinted glasses on Jacob Ramsey. I'm seeing people, oh no, we can't lose JJ. Oh no. He's one of our own. Oh, we need to hold on for another season. Guys, come on. I think it's like 6 GA in 2 seasons. It's crap. If he wasn't one of our own, he'd be cooked and finished. But we've got tinted glasses and we look after him a bit more. I get it. It's always nice to see an academy player do that. But if someone's offering me 35, 40 million for Jacob Ramsey, I'm snapping your hand off and saying, I hope you've got a good medical team. Because Jacob Ramsey, injuries is a thing. We're a very well-managed team of overperforming players. Rashford came in from dusting outside and looked to cut above. Yeah, very true. We should have went for Cunha. Cunha would have been a brilliant signing, JM. Cunha would have been a fantastic signing, actually. Or even Brian Mbeumo as well. But again, wages is everything. Ross Barkley. Yeah. Garnacho would be belted for Villa. LeBeau, are you trying to tell me that you'd be glad to see Garnacho go? Is that what you're telling me? Champions League failure is why we have nothing. It was all rest on that. Absolutely. And I said it as soon as it happened. And I got called negative, I think. I got called negative for saying it as it was. People were like, no, Josh, you need to be happy. It's Europe 3 seasons in a row. And I did jump on that in the end and thought, yeah, I'll calm down. 3 seasons in a row, playing Europe. Well, I knew straight away getting Champions League football was going to F out this window. Mad Villain said, wild takes. Yeah, it's a bit of a wild one today. I'm on a bit of a I'm on a bit of a one here, Mad Venom, because I'm sick of it. I'm getting impatient. Patience is a virtue. I'm getting impatient. I'm impatient of waiting around. I'm waiting. I'm waiting around for something to happen. At the end of the day, we all want what's best for our football club, right? We all in this chat want to see Villa win something and get into Europe. I think that's all of our objectives as fans. The reality is, I just don't like what I'm seeing other teams doing. I'm seeing other teams strengthening who have been dusty. Chelsea, I'll always bang on about Chelsea. Chelsea going from strength to strength. We left them in the shadows for 2 seasons. But Unai doesn't have to worry about job. Do people honestly think Unai is untouchable? Like, do people really think Unai is untouchable with these owners? Do we see Unai being like a 10-year manager sort of vibe? Do we honestly is that where we're at, that people see Unai as a 10-year manager vibe? I honestly think that if these owners keep chucking money at Unai and we don't win something or not sustaining Champions League football, I think they won't be afraid to pull it. This year's clever though, because they're not chucking money at him. Oh yeah, that'd be funny, James. That'd be funny. Remember Newcastle only signed one first team, Lewis Hall, and they finished ahead of us, galvanised for 1 season. But Jono, what people forget about this Newcastle argument is they had no European football, so they didn't play midweek. That's why Newcastle cooked this season. No European football. Hence why everyone's going, let's see how Newcastle fare this season. Let's see how Newcastle do this season with Champions League football. You know what I mean? That's what people are saying. That's what I feel like has been said. Let's wait to see what happens with Newcastle and midweek European commitments. Guys, thank you to everyone who's in here. Make sure you are smashing the life out that like button. Let's run it up to 50 likes. We got this in the bag, no problem at all. The issue is the rules. It's true, but we've got to find a way to get around the rules or just break them. And then hope the Premier League goes easy enough. For the first time since I was a kid, I wasn't really excited to find out about preseason friendly. Always was searching for any info. Right now, I've seen a lot of fans say that, Piotr. Big up to you, my friend. There's a lot of fans feeling like that. I've seen a lot of fans on X. I shouldn't call it X. It's Twitter. It's Twitter. Let's be honest. It's Twitter. Sorry, Elon, but it's Twitter. Always will be Twitter. I've seen a lot of fans say the same. Preseason started and not one fan's bothered about. Like, fans are going not bothered about it. The numbers left in maths at Walsall the other day. It's interesting. Big up to my guy, the man with the golden gun. £1 super chat, legend. Appreciate it, people. Honestly, it's world class from you lot. So yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, Meeks has said it as well. Big up the man with golden gun. I hope you're in the watch on tomorrow. Gambling man, yeah. Do you not think they're trying to get things done? You know, it's not as simple as go and we'll have him. Here's the money. Obviously, Michael, look, I'm not stupid, mate. I'm not stupid when it comes to that. And I get you're playing devil's advocate the other side and completely like backing the boys. I'm sure Monchi and his team are working hard. But also in the other breath, because I'm also going to give bounce side, we've got Monchi floundering off somewhere else to save another football club who's going into liquidation. And he's trying to cover it up with, we've just announced Marco Bizot. Well, we're bringing players in. We're working hard. Yes, you're working hard. I don't deny that. And I'm sure it's not as easy as it is to sit here on my sofa and say, bring in some players. But there's targets, there's transfers, and they're slipping through on our necks. Even Rashford should have been an easy one to tie up. That's where it probably bugs me the most. Marcus Rashford's there on a plate for us to sign. Absolutely there on a plate. We've rejuvenated his career. We've got him back in the England setup. He's playing with a smile on his face. Unai Emery says he's a great character, training hard, loves the Villa. We can't get it done. Can't get him over the line. Comes back to it. Why? A lot of people will tell you it's because we're not in Champions League football. But yeah, do hit the like button. AVFC 85. What do we have? what we do have seems to come. I think more will leave than arrive, which does seem the case. But yeah, I'm definitely, again, there's going to be Villa content creators who will give you another perspective of Monchi's building for the future. Monchi's looking after the club. And that's fair enough if they feel that way. And I think it'd be boring if we all towed the same party line. Personally, how I sit right now, I am a little bit concerned. Again, longer term as well, I'm concerned, and I honestly believe that if this season goes to shit, and people are saying, "Oh, even if Unai finishes 10th, 11th, he'll be okay." He may be okay at the end, but I think the fans will start to lose sight of the project. The project. Are we progressing or are we regressing? That's where this season for me comes into fruition. This season defines, are we progressing or regressing? Are we sustainable, or was it just a good little honeymoon period with Unai Emery, and now we're going back to Villa of how we have been for the last 10, 15 years? That's where it comes. I think this season's bigger than people can see. I think this season's massive. I really do. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. But there we go. Big up to Black Country. Welcome in. We're not saying anyone who'd become a record wage earner. Simple. All this talks Torres and the like, no chance at all. More than enough to win the Europa. I like it. And Clay wanted you to know who subscribed to Star's channel. I love it. I'll be sure to pass that on to her. Thank you, Clay. Big up to Clay. We'll be subscribing to his when it's out. Piotr, look at Arteta. He spent hundreds of millions over the first 2 minutes just to get 5th place. But this is my point, right? Arsenal seem to keep pumping the money into their manager and keep going blindly. I'm going to back you. I'm going to back you. I'm going to back you. Again, I know we're different stratospheres to Arsenal in terms of revenue, in terms of PSR, etc. But I think when an owner continues to pump money into a manager, it's a clear sign of backing them. Erik ten Hag found out that he wasn't going to get back the way he was. Villa, for me, I see it as one way or the other. Unai's got a bit of a get-out clause if we don't sign anyone, because he can say, you didn't back me. I had to deal with what I was given. The other side of it is the owners are sort of saying to Unai, we've given you money. We haven't won a trophy yet. And we're not in the top 4 again. What's going on? I'm sure they have a plan. Anytime we'll tell it's a correct plan, but Unai definitely needs to sort his tactical game. I've said for a while, yeah, Andy Matt. He got found out last year, and people need to realise that this guy can have criticism. I think at the start we gave him the pedestal, and then it became a place where if you said something bad on Unai, you were like frowned upon. Like, you can't say anything bad about Unai. But yeah, reports indicate, and listen to Meeks, he knows what he's talking about. Reports indicate that Aston Villa spent around 295 million on 23 new signings during Emery's tenure. So basically, let's round it up. We had 300 million on 23 new signings. 23 new signings as well. It's massive, isn't it? In how many years? 3. So what we're looking at, 7, 14. Like 7 new signings a season, basically, we've been on. But despite the significant gross spending, the club's net transfer spend is relatively low, around 50 million. So net spend. I appreciate that, Jono, but it is the wages. Let's remember that those players wanted those clubs as well and are far more attractive than us without the financial. Don't you think we could do we would do the same as Paul said, we had the cash and pool? We would have had the pool, though, if we had Champions League football. I swear to you. I swear to you. And this is where I'm talking facts here. And anyone can disagree with me, but I feel this is fact. Missing out on the Champions League. Again, I was told just to not be so negative when we missed out on Champions League, to accept that we've been in Europe 3 seasons in a row, which again is a fantastic achievement. But I knew straight away, Champions League football, means lack of pulling power, lack of money, lack of drive. It's not plan A or plan B, it's plan C in the transfer window. That's my point. And it comes back to you on the pitch. It was simple. Qualify for top 4, and we would have had the pool. We would have had the pool. We would have been like a Liverpool, an Arsenal, a Chelsea, a Newcastle. Look at Newcastle, who they're getting linked to, and the pool they're having. trophy in Champions League football. We're currently 3 players down from last season. Yeah, we're playing to our strengths, Josh, which is Unai's coaching bit and not our financials. Unai can get them young and raise their levels. It helps on the pitch as well as the bank. It's a fair point. But you know what I'm going to say? Does Unai have cash in the bank in himself? Is he going to be backed by the owners for life? Or is he cooked if he doesn't do well? If Unai isn't able to build, he will leave. So will the owners if they keep getting the restrictions? That's true. The Premier League are making it difficult. I know this Newcastle owners have been absolutely furious about the way they've been able to spend their money. That's true. That's true. I'd find it hard to coach Matty Cash. I've got to have one Matty Cash Digger game. But yeah, stream. But yeah, there are some players who came from the Championship. That's true. I mean, Watkins equals 60. Garnacho equals 60. PSR wise, we're both laughing. We get players we both want. We don't. Well, yeah, no thanks. Simple as that. They will get Jack back to ease the fans. See, that's what I'm sensing. I'm going to show you some stuff online now about what some of the other fans are saying. But people think the new steps that have been painted, and it says something like "Heart of the Home" or something. I can't remember what the quote is. And then it's going to be a picture of Jack. Boring now, this daily worry about transfers. They happen when they happen. But what if they don't happen, Patrick? What if they don't happen? Right now, again, I'm only talking facts. This is where I stand firm. I'm talking facts. Aston Villa have signed one player who, hopefully, I'm going to say this really passionately, is a number 2. Hopefully, Villa have only signed a number 2 34-year-old backup keeper. That is a fact. Villa have also sold, loaned out more players than we've bought in. That is a fact. The transfer window has been open for a longer period than time, and we've still not made any movements. So right now, if the window was to end tomorrow, we close on one player. Obviously, as the weeks go on, there is a chance to sign. But it seems that Villa are operating in a very clear way, which is keep the wages low, find players who've got low wages, which is, again, really hard to find in modern-day football, and also find players who are under 21 and good enough to take a gamble on. That seems our transfer strategy. It's been screaming it. It's been shouting it. And we have to deal with that. JJ has 3 goals, assists in the last 20. Yeah, terrible. He's got a lot to do. Kamara, yeah, I'm so behind on the comments, and that's because, and I'll tell you why. It's because your interaction in the stream today is world class. I'm loving the debate. That's what these streams are about. I try and read out as many comments as possible to form a debate. Sometimes I don't even need to have a point because you guys bring the points up. But yeah, PF Sport, I like that. Yeah. Ramsey flats deceived, not enough goals, not enough assists, and he's an attacker. But yeah, I think, and it's clear. I think the fan base is split, guys. The fan base is split on how we feel about this window. This is also true. At the end of the day, all the blame ends with the constraints enforced by Emirates and sporting rules, the governing bodies. Let's hope Manchester City get the 115 through. Suppose how injury-prone a few of our players are going against Scottish team will be rough on the players. Yeah, we do that. Look, Monchi, again, the comments on Monchi, like, James, you're right. Of course he should be doing his job. But again, his focus is not 100% on Aston Villa. And of course, he's going to have his lower down, right? But again, I'm going to use this example, right? Say Unai Emery is ill or misses a few games for a few games, and the assistant manager's in charge. Is it the same? Does it have the same aura? Does it have the same impact? Does it have the same mindset? Do you know what I mean? The assistant manager is there, is qualified, you've got your structure, but does it have the same impact? That's where, again, you could that's too far of extreme. They're only scouts. This is about recruitment. Your lead man, if he's not 100% focused on his role and job, that worries me. But there we go. Thank you, PF. Unfortunately, last season was probably our best chance to qualify for time to get a trophy. I think we can do it this year. It's going to be so difficult. The market was there. The only good thing is the Europa League has got the same regulations of no teams dropping down. That does save us bacon. Emery has literally been back to the maximum of PSR. He has been back. So there we go. But yeah, Josh, Villa won't get top 5 next season. As it stands, no, we won't. As it stands, no, we won't. With our current squad, no, we won't. And I'm okay to say that in my head. Donnarumma killed us. New faces have to come in. I'm sorry, I can't sit here and pretend. That I'm okay with no new signings. Of course, new faces are going to come in. Of course, they are. But what caliber of new faces? Because do you know what, Monchi? Etal can go. Of course, we signed players, guys. We signed Zepaquino Redmond. You've got Oscar. You've got Bizot. What are you on about? Of course, we signed. But there we go. Duncan, big up to you, Duncan. Good to see you. Says the first 11 isn't as strong as the post-January 25 squad currently, but some new faces will come in. That's the hope and prayers, right? Someone does come in. That comes into the first team. Because even Donyell Marlin, okay? We signed Donyell Marlin in January to strengthen. He hasn't been able to break into the first 11 during the January to May transition. Hopefully, as a lot of you are holding on hope, is that Donyell Marlin comes in, starts, has a blinder at the Villa. Let's hope, because that's just as strong as signing. But my point is this. Is that surely I would love to see a sign-in. I would love to see a sign-in that goes, I'm here at Villa to play to start, like Rashford, like Asensio were. We're here to start. We're here to improve your starting 11. Honestly, chat, do you see one of them coming in? Do you see Villa signing one of those type of players coming in? Do you see Villa signing a player who goes, I'm here to start and improve your starting 11? Because that's going to mean a player on wages that are a little bit uncomfortable for us. That's going to mean we probably have to move a couple on as well. I hope so, is my thought. I hope we do. I hope we're wowed. James, I would love that. Chelsea drop off, though. It's going to be difficult to see. I said it would have been kept if we made Champions League, as would a Rashford. And that, again, that's my point I keep reiterating in the stream today. That failure to get Champions League football is going to make us ill at the end of this window. Yeah, where is our pace? Donyell Marlin is another pacey player, apparently. Andrew says that various games last season shows what needs to change. We need some more players quickly. Yeah. Honestly, if we got Eze, I'd be buzzing. If we just signed Eberechi, Eze, and a younger right back, I'm buzzing. I think Eze is that good of a player, that much of a game changer, much of a flair player. I would be okay with that. If, again, we improve in January. Because Eze is a player that comes in and improves our starting 11 straight away. He's a player who comes in with stature, experience, holds his shoulders, and there we go. But yeah, people like Newcastle, Forest, Tottenham, Arsenal, they're sniffing around for the same type of players as us. So there we go. I just don't know about this Grealish. I think Grealish is going to be the owner's answers if it all goes tits up. And I just think Newcastle come above us. I mean, they've just given Sean Longstaff to Leeds. I think there's this whole Hugo Ekitike situation with Liverpool, the Isak stuff. It's all crazy. We're still capable of making good signings about Champions League football. Let's see. Nearly every player Newcastle have been linked with, another team has poached and signed them. So we got no hope, haven't we? It's just like I said earlier, Adamir Lutman's just decided to go to Inter. He's not even blinked. He's just gone, I'll go to a good Italian team. So there we go. Yeah, we're crazy. I'm loving all the comments. It's like I'm laughing, but it could happen. I'm actually laughing because there's a world in which we don't sell Bailey, and we go last season was an off season. Let's go again. He has had a few one in. We have one in, one out, but yeah. I think there's a lot. Yeah, I actually can't find why he's not been given more minutes. Yeah, something to Unai. But remember, like everyone's saying, trust Unai and his coaching, trust Unai's ability. Well, Unai doesn't trust Donyell Marlin, so you have to sort of go on that one, and that's what your manager's saying. But yeah, Paley, don't. I think Malin. I think Malin is going to have to play more. It's not even a want to, but even though it's not good enough, Malin simply will have to play more. So there we go. The fan base needs to chill and trust the top team at the club. Well, one of the top guys is trying to save another football team right now, so I'm starting not to trust them as much as I would like to. I'm seeing smoke screens for Villa all the time. Like this. Monchi being off doing other stuff now, like Santa deciding to go fishing during the whole of December. What the fuck? Exactly that, Christina. Look, it's genuine. It's legit. People are pissed off at Monchi. Some people are chilled about it. Some people are absolutely pissed off with Monchi. Sorry, there's no chance as a come to your club. I hope he is. 31% equipment has Garnacho for the week. Game changer, bargain wages. The wages on Garnacho is what does help that situation. Just Reed, I don't personally rate him, but guess what? If he came to Villa, I'll back him, and then I hope he cooks. I hope he cooks. This could happen. This could happen. Newcastle first game of the season. Matty Cash at right back, Bailey right wing. Right, let me show you some stuff. Big up to the chat, by the way. I think we've got over 50 likes in the house, or we should be on 50 likes by now. So do sort it out, people, if we haven't. And thank you to everyone. Right, here's some news that came in. This one, I like the word. Aston Villa are. Oh gosh, what happened there? Yeah. Aston Villa optimistic midfielder Boubacar Kamara signed a new contract. We've heard this all before. Jacob Tanswell. We were told this in February time, March time. Optimistic. Not sure. People, thoughts on this? Is he signing? By the way, low key, I know it's the first preseason, whatever, and don't read too much into it. But Kamara looked awful in that preseason against Walsall. Really did. Really did. But yeah, look, Leeds. Look. Like a piece of news from Romano. Like, have a look at this. Have a look at this. Big up Rich Burton says 140 as well. Jordan Vital leaves Olympic Lyon to join Al Arabi. God, there's another blast. Fabrizio, Sean Longstaff. He signed a 4-year contract after 12 mil. Newcastle basically got 15 million for Sean Longstaff. That's a fantastic piece of business for Newcastle. And not bad for Leeds as well. But even Leeds are signing. Then we come to the Villa segment then. Here we go. So here's more in full from Jacob Tanswell about the Kamara situation. He said the following. Aston Villa are increasingly confident agreeing a new contract with Kamara. No agreement has yet been struck, but talks are progressing with all parties positive extension soon. I am going to say this one thing here, chat. Now, someone who tries to do content daily based on transfers and loves talking about Villa. I could talk for Villa for hours and hours. Okay. One thing I've learned, me and any of you in the chat, we could be journalists. Do you see how they regurgitate the same stories? Stating the obvious. There's so many obvious stories we could all write, right? As journalists, we could do a story about Emi Martinez. As it stands, no one's bidded for Emi Martinez. However, he's got interest from other clubs. Emi will be waiting to see his options. There's my first story that I'm publishing. Number 2, Jacob Ramsey, a situation which Aston Villa don't know what to do about because he's one of our own and he comes with, great potential and been injured. But guess what? His PSR, he's 100% profit. Villa could be ready to let him go. Easy story to write. Number 3 is Leon Bailey. Bailey, a big high earner on the books. Could Leon Bailey be sold to make room for the wages? Done. And then this Kamara story. The Kamara story. Kamara is set to sign a new deal. We know that. We've been waiting for 6 months. Why didn't he sign the new deal as soon as just before the top? Why didn't Kamara sign just before Man United to just give that bit of a confidence and booster to go, do you know what? No matter what, I'm staying. Doesn't matter what competition in it, I'm staying for the Villa. But it is. The journalists are struggling for content. They must be, because we're seeing the same crap and I'm struggling to do it myself now. I'll get out some content for you guys. Oh, we're getting 15 million for Enzo next season. But I'll show you. The obligation isn't necessarily an obligation, and Kamara Stem would be a great signing. I agree. It's not apparently as right. I've got to show you this again. Villa are doing some weird voodoo tricks here with this thing. I'll show you now. Where is there? Look at this. They would cook here, by the way. Have a look at this. This is another target I'd love. Again, no Champions League football. We've got no chance. We have not received any formal approach from Barca for Denzel Dumfries. There's a release clause, it's true, but it will expire soon and we'll keep going. Let's activate his release clause. Do you know this? That annoys me in football. That annoys me in football. When you know someone's got a release clause, please, and again, and I've got the voice of Michael Dimmitt in my head now. It's not as easy as that, Josh. If they were going to do it, I'd do it. But you've got directors and owners and people saying there's release clauses. Why are more people not looking at it going, how much? What's the release clause? Tell me what the release clause is. How do we find out this release clause? How do I activate this release clause? Oh, and Dumfries, if you really want the move, tell everyone in the world what the release clause is. Dumfries is a game changer. We signed Dumfries, we're winning the league. I know, bit far, but he's that good. Going from Matty Cash to Dumfries. Yeah, it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Chalk and cheese. But it looks like Barca are going to get him. So, yeah. But the Inter director has been talking a lot. He said Marcus Thuram not for sale. Here's another one. About a Villa target, Ademola Lookman. We made a bid for so this is Inter. We made a bid for Ademola Lookman. We like him. We have a good relationship with Atalanta. We won't enter long negotiations. We have our own project. Basically, we're going to pay the money that we need for Ademola Lookman. If Atalanta want to mess around, then we'll move on. But again, that's a Villa target I'd love, Ademola Lookman. So there we go. That's another one. But I want to get you to this Enzo story. But yeah, Inter Direct has been very vocal. Very vocal. Maybe too much. Where's the Enzo news? I would love Xavi Simons, but of course, we're not there. Right, have a look at the comments on this. This is where you see the Villa fan base. Let's get to Meeks' comment quickly. Unpopular opinion, but I'd be okay with Kamara being sold if Tielemans has played as DM. As I said before, Tielemans' passability, if that was it. Tielemans is the best passer in the team. But it is that sort of thing again of, I do see Yuri and Kamara already doing the same things. Have a look at this then. This is Villa Twitter in a nutshell. Aston Villa can confirm that Enzo Barrenchea has joined Benfica on a season-long loan. It's not putting the details on this post. So you got some people. So, what a waste kick later. That's talent. Look, Monchi. We didn't even sell. Good luck, champion. Go get us 30% of that 100 million fee. So yeah, that is one of the things that someone talked about in the chat. Enzo Barrenchea has a 30% sell-on fee. So if Benfica sell Enzo for 100 mil, we go get 30 mil for him. So let's hope that Enzo Barrenchea becomes a world beater, £100 million player, and Villa get 30 million in the bank. Or are we fit as pigments and just sold a really good player who's going to be a world beater and would have looked great in claret and blue? We get rid of Bailey. It'll probably be a bloody low. It's his. It's lonely on Bailey to Spurs. You can see that happening. Um, those comments are not made by Avi Testman. That's the second. Is that Tielemans is only one of our midfielders with goal threat. It's true as well. His numbers do speak. Right, let's continue to look at some of these comments. They're quite funny. I do like the split opinions on online. Go smash it. All the best. More Deadwood cleared. Someone's put a nice positive spin. Why loan? They need to sell to bring in on loan. Bad business. Goodbye. And that was a really funny one. Someone getting in on Monchi. Crazy. We didn't even give him a chance. There was someone who went in on Monchi. Fantastic work, Monchi. Any chance, I don't know, signing some players. It's brilliant. Thanks for the memories, Enzo. that one's actually funny. Thanks for the memories, Enzo. That's funny. But yeah, people are getting pissed off of it. But yeah, there's loads of great stuff. Retire the shirt, another loan. We're going to even have a full team. But yeah, people are just making some satirical comments about it, and that just shows. Yeah, people are just pissed off. But I do like the savage nature of online comments sometimes about these things. You just go on one of those Villa posts, and it does make you chuckle. It really does. So yeah, look, Villa even, as I said, there's smoke screens coming from Villa. Look, they posted this earlier on their social media, 44, and then a picture of Kamara. So okay, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then, yeah, was praying this for something else. Announced a contract extension. Are they teasing it? Are they teasing a Kamara contract extension here? But then, to shut everyone up, they literally posted this just after, Smiley Tyrone, which is always a great post to see. But teasing, absolutely, the Villa admin on that side. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, do you know how bad Man City has run as a club? If you didn't see this story, again, a Newcastle target who they're going to lose out on. This is how badly run Man City are. Exclusive. Man City consider a move for James Trafford to return to the club this summer, but only if one of their two main goalkeepers leaves. Contacts took place in the recent days, and Man City have buyback clause. This is why Newcastle deal is not sealed yet. Man City are such a poorly run club. Such a poorly run club. It's a tough thing we do as well, though, to be fair, the way sometimes we operate. But Man City want Trafford back. That's why these buyback clauses are massive, aren't they? These buyback clauses are what basically can allow teams to get money. In fact, I say it's badly run. It's quite smart now when you think about it. Depends what the buyback is. But yeah, as I said, I just think that Villa are putting a few smoke screens out. They're trying to just distract everyone from the lack of movement. And there we go. The last question then is, again, I want to know in the chat before we wrap up today. We're currently on the 18th of July. Okay. Oh yeah, Ryan Cherkis, what a player he is. Jack Grealish here. In your gut instinct right now, and if you had to put a prediction, what percentage would you put of Jack Grealish coming back to Aston Villa on loan? What percentage would you give Grealish coming back right now as it stands to Villa? With all the noise, with all the rumours, with all the links, what percentage are you putting Grealish back to Villa? Give me a percentage in the chat. Give me what your gut instinct right now is, with no concrete links, with nothing, just your pure speculation, your pure feelings around it. What are you predicting, chat? What are you predicting? The loan move for Jack Grealish. We're not going to buy him back. It's got to be a loan. What percentage? LeBeau is 75%. Wow. Tommy K's going 1. LA's 10. Yeah, we missed out on the one at Wolves. He ain't going back. Duncan's going 60. Strong. Steve saying 0. Brainy Bryan saying 1. Okay. As it stands right now, if this window continues how it is, in the trajectory of how it's going, I'm putting Grealish back to Villa at 85, 90%. It's all about smoke screens. It's all about smoke screens. I'm putting it high. I've been deep in this one today. I'm putting it high. It's something that can shut the fan base up. I think it's something that could also split the fan base in a way, but it's a smoke screen. The issue is it's going to have to rely on Man City paying a lot of the wages, and I think Jack needs a club. It's a World Cup year, man. Jack needs a club. He needs a club where he's going to play every minute of every game. Jack needs a club. There's only one club he can come back to and do that. It's us. It's us. I can't. If he wants to stay in England with the only option, I don't think Grealish could move to another English club. Going to City was enough, and he can justify it and come back and just stay at Villa and go, do you know what? I played for a team where I won loads of trophies, got a load of money. Now I'm coming back to help my boyhood club win a trophy. I know how to do it now because I've done it with Man City. Let me come and do it with you. So Grealish comes back. Is this another season? No. Rodgers 10. It's very simple for me. It'd be Grealish left, Rodgers 10. The right wing is just funny because I'm laughing. Is it Bailey or Don Mallen? Oof. Right wing, yeah, why not? Garnacho. Can he play right, LeBeau? And then Mallen's your backup 9 for Watkins. Rodgers back in the middle is all I care about, to be honest. Give Rodgers. I think Grealish and Rodgers would cook together as well, by the way. I also think Grealish and Watkins would be just a really deadly combo as well. But I really won't go into Saudi. You can't drink over that. I agree. I really think that Grealish and Rodgers cook together. That's my thoughts. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one, people. I like what you're saying. Garnacho's better for right. See, there we go. I think the right wing position is very interesting. But as I said, it's only going to be a loan deal for Grealish. City will need to cover at least half the wages, if not more. And just think it makes sense. And honestly, Villa hierarchy, if this window continues how it is, they're going to need a smoke screen. They're going to need something like that. They're going to need the big PR, big show. You know what I mean? Alone will be the only probable return scenario, but loan Jack Grealish for me somehow reduces the guy's allure as he's basically not one of our own. I didn't even think of that, British mate, but it's very true. So we need to sort the wigs out and get the average age of the squad down. Great, let's just get all ex players. I'm not bothered about average age of the squad, to be honest. In fact, I'd probably say I'd like more experience in the Premier. I think our fragilely mental, weak team couldn't do with any more young guns bottling it. Would you want Grealish or Rashford? On loan or permanent? If it's on loan, it's a really tough one. Cool, you've got me thinking there. Okay, honest answer. If it's on loan, I'm taking Rashford again on a season-long loan. If it's a permanent, I'm taking Grealish. Sort of what British Mick said, but I also think that Grealish is more consistent. I think Rashford. Let's see what Rashford does this season. How consistent is Marcus? That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, great question. Bozzy, big up to you. Put the donkey. Donkey didn't even make the Walsall squad. That was funny. But there we go. Did split opinions. Good question from Meeks. But chat, I'm going to wrap up now. So big up to each and every single one of you. We are going to be live tomorrow for the watch along. Aston Villa versus, is it Hansky or Hansa? Oh, I'm getting it confused, but it's a pre-season game, and again, we're going to try and get buzzing for it a little. Hopefully, we see more of the first team boys. Hopefully, we don't have to watch Lewis Dobbin play. That cracks me up that we got to watch Lewis Dobbin for 45 minutes in a Villa shirt. But yeah, we'll be there. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is on. Make sure you're doing all that good stuff. Shout out to Goose Plays as well for the double super chat today. My guy coming in clutch. And big up to the man with the golden gun as well. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit up. We'll be live on both channels, Brainly. As I said, I've had a telling off from Villa. But we'll be on both channels. We'll be on Big Up and here tomorrow. Big up to Duncan, up the Villa to you. Big up to Pure Villain. And again, I just want to comment, whether you agree with me or not, I appreciate all your comments, and it causes great debate in the chat. I don't want everyone to agree with me. I want people to disagree with me. But also, if you do agree with me, then say it, and I love it. So that's what it's all about. Good debates in the chat really have been tonight. So big up to you guys. Meek's great moderating as always. British Mick, appreciate it, guys. Duncan, appreciate it. Everyone who's been in the chat. And yeah, no more FIFA tomorrow, unfortunately, Disciples. No more FIFA tomorrow. But yeah, guys, James as well. All of you lot, big up to you guys. And I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of, what day is it today? It's a Friday because it's game day tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, however, or whatever you choose to do. And if you want to see a little bit of an argument, I'm going to redirect you to Egal's channel. So I'm going to send you over to there. And big up to Egal. Jay and Wolfie heated debate over. There we go. They're having a heated debate over there. So we'll have it. Big up to you guys. I'm out of here. Ta-da.